What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be doing a surfboard rack installation on this Goat's Power Bike Mini Goat. I like to call this the multi-purpose rack actually because you're able to put a lot more than just a surfboard on there. We can do snowboard, skis, skateboard, anything flat really, but let's get this thing open and see what we have. All right, our first step is going to be to remove the seat. On the Mini Goat it looks like there are two 5mm bolts right under the back of the seat, and then there's two 4mm at the front. All the Goat Power Bikes are going to be a little bit different. Some of them just have bolts under the seat that are super easy to access. But for this one, we just have two in the back and two right here in the front on top. So let's go ahead and get those off and get the seat removed. All right, now that we have the seat off, let's take the bracket that came inside of the box and see how this attaches. This bracket is going to mount to these two side bolts right here. There's two on each side, so the total of 4. So let's undo those and then we can attach the bracket. All right, now that we have those bolts off, it's up to us which side we want the surfboard rack to be on. These sides with the little holes cut out, that's the side that the board is going to be on. And in this case, we want it on the right side. So we're just gonna line it up with those holes. And it looks like we're gonna need a longer Allen key. So make sure you have a longer Allen key where we will attach these bolts. All right, depending on the frame of Goat Power Bike you have, you may or may not need some spacers. If you do need spacers, there is a little baggie in the package that comes with any bolt or anything that you may need. All right, now that we got the bracket installed, let's go ahead and put the seat back on. Super easy, so let's go ahead and do it. All right. Now that we got the front bolts in with our 4mm, we're going to use our 5mm bolts to put in the rear bolts. All right, next step is going to be to get 4 of the small bolts out of the little hardware bag that we got. We're going to just take them, put our washers on each bolt, should be 4 total, and we're going to fasten them into here. All right, now taking this piece that has the 2 bolts at the bottom and nothing at the top, we're going to insert this side into the rack. And then we can take our small bolts using the 5mm and tighten them up. Yeah, we're just gonna get these bolts started. We don't wanna make them too tight. If we make them too tight, we won't be able to adjust the angle on them. We'll do that on both sides. All right, perfect. We have them fastened on there, but also loose enough to adjust the tilt on them. So let's get the final pieces installed. This piece is going to be super easy to install. There's holes on each side of this little bar so we can tilt it however way we want depending on what you're putting on here. But for here, just going to push in the tab and that's it. Let's do that on both. Cool, now that we have those all set and done, we can really mess with the tilt that we want. And what I think is really cool about this rack is that we kind of have an attractable strap. You know, I'm sure if you guys use any other surf racks, these can be super annoying because they're always getting caught in your wheel or getting caught somewhere that they shouldn't be. Right here, they're nice and retractable and will keep your surfboard nice and tight without being in your way. All right, here we go. This tilt looks perfect. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten it up. No need to over tighten anything, just tighten it until it feels firm and then you can't mess with it too much. We don't want the rack to fall off while we're riding. Boom, now I'm ready to go surfing. Let's put my surfboard on the rack. Slides on nice and easy, and we're gonna go cross with the straps. So this strap is gonna go right here. Same with this one. And now we're ready to go surfing.